House of Cards is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Hi, everyone. This is Ashley Adams. I'm your host for the hour of House of Cards, and what a show we have. We're going to be talking with the World Poker Tour Vice President of Global Tour Management. Her name is Angelica Hale. She's going to be talking to us about the Tournament of Champions and Season 17, including a great event that's going to be happening at the Seminole Hard Rock. And then we're going to talk to a professional crap shooter, crap instructor, and author. He's written a few books. His most recent is a book about murder and gambling and intrigue called Dark Money. We're going to talk to him. And so stay tuned. We'll be back after a quick break.
Yeah, you, come here. Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore.
Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Wake up, poker fans!
You're listening to House of Cards.
Hi, listeners. Welcome back to House of Cards. I'm Ashley Adams, your host. We are very fortunate. We are in august company. We have with us right now Angelica Hale. And for those of you who don't know, Angelica is the Vice President of Global Tour Management of the World Poker Tour. She is also on the short list of nominees for Industry Person of the Year in the company of Matt Savage, Ty Stewart, and other people not nearly as charming as Angelica, who we're going to talk to. So, Angelica, are you there?
I am. G'day, Ashley. How you going?
Doing very, very well. Happy to be on the phone with you. Could you tell our listeners just a little bit about your background with the World Poker Tour? I know you've been with them for a while. Tell our listeners how you got involved and what your job consists of.
Sure. So I'm originally from Melbourne, Australia, and I've been with the World Poker Tour for nearly a decade. How I got into poker was, I was doing my university studies in Melbourne, and I needed to find a job that would be flexible with my schedule. So I applied to become a croupier at the Crown Casino in Melbourne, Australia, and that's essentially the genesis of my poker and gaming career.
Gotcha. And what do you do for the World Poker Tour? What does the Vice President of Global Tour Management do?
Well, amongst other things, I set the strategy for the domestic and international expansion of the global tour, and essentially oversee the management and execution of our 60-plus global events.
Well, I got to say, Angelica, you are doing something right, because The tour has been around for a long time. It appears to be more popular than ever. Is it? Is it growing? Is it reaching new audiences, or has it pretty much stayed the same?
No, I think actually you hit the nail on the head there. We're currently in our 17th season, our 17th year, and just this season, I feel that there's a real quiet resurgence in poker that's taking place, at least on the WPT front. Domestically speaking, here in the U.S., we've seen some really good year-on-year increases across all our World Poker Tour product lines. So that's, the WPT Main Tour, the WPT Deep Stacks, and the WPT 500. On the international front, wow, this season, it's just, we're smashing the record numbers, overseas. We've set records in Canada, India, New Zealand, South Africa. We've just concluded Vietnam, and we set the record in that country for the largest prize pool and number of entries. So, I think that there is there's a real resurgence going on, and we're just so thrilled to be part of that.
What was it like to do an event in Vietnam? I don't think of them as a casino-rich environment. What was that like?
Sure. Oh, it's amazing. We entered the Vietnamese market this season earlier, late last year. I think it was in Q3 or Q4. And, we set the record then, and then we just concluded it about a couple of weeks ago and, smashed our own record. So, I think in the Asia Pacific market, these new and emerging markets and territories, it's great. I would say that, Vietnam, you wouldn't normally associate that with poker. But there's a real surge of popularity going on for poker, and we're just really glad to be amongst it.
Now, I think a lot of our listeners think of the World Poker Tour much more in terms of it being a television event than the live event. Of course, it is in all of these venues. Can you measure the success that you've had on the air as a television program? Because you've been measuring it in terms of the live participation. How have you been doing as a television show?
Well, we've been with the Fox Sports Network for a number of years now, and I'm happy to say that we, over that period, we've consistently ranked as one of the top and highly rated shows of the network. So, there's a real appetite, not only in the U.S. For the WPT, which is really encouraging. I think it's around about 38 million viewers we normally get, consistently over a period of time now on FSN. So it's thrilling. It's really good that poker is not dead, and there's still an appetite for this game that we love, for sure.
Is there any a presence of the World Poker Tour on television in any other countries other than the United States?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the last count, I have to triple check this with our VP of Programming and TV Distribution, but I think we're in about 21 countries. And, we have a lot of poker fans around the world. Not just in the U.S. So it's good. It's good to be, part of all that for sure, and spread the word of poker. That's for sure.
Listeners, stay tuned. We'll be back after a quick break.
House of Cards is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to Drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with Drizzly.com.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Okay, let's play some damn cards.
Hi, everyone. This is Ashley Adams, your host of House of Cards. Welcome back. For those who just tuned in, we're speaking with Angelica Hale, the Vice President of Global Tour Management of the World Poker Tour. Are you in Asia? Are there any Asian countries that you know of, or do you not even know where else it is other than the number of countries?
I think we are in Asia. I should really know, all the countries that we're in terms of TV distribution. But yes, I think we have a footprint in the Asia Pacific region. I think a little bit in LATAM, but predominantly, Europe and North America are the territories that we have our big footprint in terms of the TV distribution.
I see. Well, I know one of the big events coming up is the one coming up at the Seminole Hard Rock. Can you tell us what that's going to be? Because tell us about that.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, wow. We have been partners with the Seminole tribe for nearly a decade now. And actually, I don't know if you know this, but, the Seminoles hold the in the top 5 of our main tour stops. They hold 3 of those. So, what I mean by that is, in season 12, the top spot is this exact event that's coming up. So we hosted 1,795 entries, for that event, and then followed it up the following year with 1,476 entries. And then, Borgata follows suit for the 3rd and 4th spot, and then Seminole is back up there again, for this exact same event at the Showdown. So the series starts, I think it's tomorrow, with this huge $570, $1 million guarantee. So, we will definitely, smash that. And, of course, this the WPT Seminole Poker Showdown is kicking off on April 12th and will conclude on the 16th. So, we're expecting big fields as usual. The Seminoles do it right with having a really robust and comprehensive, schedule, festival of side events for every bankroll that there is. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to that. And, what's unique about this particular event is that I'm not sure if you know this, but we recently concluded 3 huge events over at the HyperX Esports Arena at Luxor in Las Vegas. So this season, we moved away from the traditional having the final table, the televised final tables during the festival. So what we've done is postponed it. And, I don't know if, certainly for the World Poker Tour, this is the first time it's happened, but I think within the poker community, a collaboration between multiple casinos in various gaming commissions, jurisdictions took place. So we had the Guidance over at California, the Borgata, Commerce, Bellagio, and Luxor. So 3 gaming jurisdictions there in California, New Jersey, and Nevada all came together and basically, got this delayed final tables approved. And I don't think anyone's really ever done anything like that. And so, a couple of weeks ago, we concluded 3 back-to-back final tables at the HyperX Esports Arena. And, it's one of our great initiatives this season. And we're going to do it again, next month. Seminole will be having their final table at the Esports Arena on May 30th, immediately followed by WPT Choctaw on May 31st, and then we'll culminate in the season-ending Tournament of Champions on June 3. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff, Ashley, for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to what you're doing with a postponed final table. It's interesting to me that your rival in some way, the World Series of Poker, did that, of course, for many years and then recently moved away from that. What prompted the WPT decision to have a delayed final table and to have it at a different venue? What was that all about? Sure.
So, I think there's it's probably, I think everyone can pretty much agree that Las Vegas is the global home of poker, right? And, for us, we look at poker as a sport. And so you have, your Madison Square Gardens, and then, you have your home of Kentucky Derby, over there, and, same with Wembley Stadium. We wanted to create something that is iconic to poker. So when you think of like final tables, this big thing, you think of Las Vegas and stuff, but we wanted it to have a home. And for 16 years, 16 seasons, we've not been able to do anything like that. And so with our parent company, Our Game International, our sister company is esports. It's Allied Esports. And so there was a natural convergence between, the parent company owning these two subsidiaries, poker and esports. Now, they spent $25 million at this facility at Luxor in Vegas. And so we wanted to be part of that, collaboration and that offering. And also the creation and distribution of TV shows is so expensive, Ashley. It's a lot of money that goes out there, and we wanted to make sure that we're doing the right thing and setting the strategies in place to make sure that WPT and the TV distribution and the TV product is going to be sustainable. And so we made those decisions to make sure that we set ourselves in that correct path.
Very good. I am impressed by this. I think the idea of having one central venue that you brand as your final table poker place, being in Las Vegas and being connected to esports, is a great idea. I do have one final question before we wrap this up. You mentioned a tournament of champions. Tell us how that is coming together and what that is. I mean, I can imagine what it is, but tell us specifically what you are trying to do, what that event will be.
Sure. So for the last 17 seasons, we have crowned, I think last count, it's about 270 Champions Club members. And what we mean by Champions Club members are the players who have won a WPT main tour. And so we wanted to celebrate these individuals. We wanted to put them on a stage and elevate their win by creating this club. So a couple of seasons ago, we created the Champions Club, and basically this tournament of champions is an invitational event. You cannot buy your way into this tournament of champions. You have to have won a WPT main tour stop. So, the home of that event has been the Aria Casino Resort here over in Las Vegas. And, it's a $15K buy-in, only available to people who have etched their name on that Champions Cup. And so we're kicking off on June 1st. And then the first couple of days, the play down of June 1st and June 2nd will take place at Aria. And then it will culminate at the HyperX Esports arena over in Vegas on June the 3rd.
Listeners, we're going to cut away. We'll be back after a quick break.
Don't just listen to House of Cards. Now you can be part of the show with the House of Cards hotline. Call us at 609-474-HOCR and leave a message for Ashley and the rest of the House of Cards crew. Comments about the show, poker questions, you just want us to know about great places to play, or you just got bluffed out of a pot. Your messages may even be played on the air. Give us a call at 609-474-HOCR. That's 609-474-4627. The House of Cards hotline, available 24 hours a day. Call the hotline or send us an email at info@houseofcardsradio.com, and don't forget to visit our website at houseofcardsradio.com and follow the show on Twitter and Facebook. By leaving a message with House of Cards, you consent to having your message played on the air.
Hey, it's Dave from House of Cards, and you know this show keeps me busy traveling around the country. Do you hear all that noise behind me? That's a casino floor in Atlantic City. Even though I'm around all this excitement, I still need a good night's sleep, and that's why I bring MyPillow everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, the hotel rooms here are very comfortable, but some of their pillows aren't the best for my back and neck. That's why MyPillow is a must for me when I travel. And now there's a great new deal being offered by the folks at MyPillow. For a limited time, House of Cards listeners can receive a very special offer. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 4-pack special tab, and use promo code CARDS or call 1-800-319-7913 to take advantage of this 4-pack special. You'll get 50% off 2 MyPillow premium pillows and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. MyPillow.com with promo code CARDS. That's promo code CARDS to take advantage of this 4-pack special. Better sleep starts with MyPillow.
She seems happier. Her fur is so much shinier, silkier, softer. She has really mellowed a lot.
Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life.
The shedding has stopped. The itching has stopped.
Since 2001, we've helped more than 250,000 dogs get over their nutritional deficiency miseries.
And saved our customers bazillions in vet bills.
Everything we tried failed except the Dinovite.
Come to Dinovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food. Dinovite is nutrition.
Dinovite for life.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dinovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
New Jersey's online gambling market is loaded with so many different sites and all kinds of promotions, it's enough to make your head spin like the reels on an old-time Atlantic City slot machine. So how do you make sense of all that information floating out there in cyberspace? Well, you don't have to. That's because the folks at NJOnlineGambling.com have done all of that for you. NJOnlineGambling.com is your complete resource for all the online sites in New Jersey. Which games have the biggest jackpots? NJOnlineGambling.com has the answer. Which sites use PayPal for deposits? NJOnlineGambling.com has the answer. NJOnlineGambling.com is the most trusted guide to the New Jersey online gambling market. Industry news, site reviews, the latest slots, table games, poker, they got it all in one spot. It's the ultimate resource for online players in New Jersey. They even got the best sign-up offers, better than some of the ones being offered by the online casinos themselves. Look, they say bet with your head, so why not do the same before you bet and check out NJOnlineGambling.com, the most trusted resource around for New Jersey's online gambling market. House of Cards is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to Drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with Drizzly.com. BrightTech offers unique no-dust lighting products that fit right into your home, no construction required. Elevated designs should be available to everyone, not just the folks with the big bank accounts. Trick out your living room, create your perfect reading nook. Whatever the situation, BrightTech has a lighting solution for you. And now get 5% off of your entire order when using our promo code Radio5OFF at checkout. Head on over to BrightTechShop.com and start designing the life you want. BrightTech, your bright life realized. Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards Gaming Report for the week of April 8th, 2019. A report released by Massachusetts gaming regulators stated that several former executives of Wynn Resorts hid sexual misconduct allegations against their former chairman, Steve Wynn. This report was released during a 3-day hearing in Boston on whether Wynn Resorts should retain their license for the Encore property located in Everett. The 671-room Encore Harbor property is set to open this coming June. Bet Construct, Atlantis Gaming Corporation, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame have entered into a partnership agreement. This agreement is for the purpose of creating a platform for a daily fantasy sports experience to be released in the U.S. market. In a statement, Hall of Fame President David Baker said the project will be used to honor the game's heroes and preserve the sport's history. And finally, if you're a fan of the show Game of Thrones, get on over to Bellagio Casino on the Vegas Strip. The casino has started a limited run of its new fountain show based upon the HBO series. The fountain show, which will only be for these 2 weeks, has a fire-breathing dragon, green wildfire, and an appearance from the Night King. Now, I don't know what any of that means, but sounds pretty cool. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on Twitter at HOC Radio. Something exciting is happening in New Jersey. People are cheering in Cherry Hill and cashing in chips, pumping fists in Fort Lee and flopping full houses. Get the thrill and play on your laptop, tablet, or mobile at BorgataPoker.com. Real money anywhere in New Jersey. The Borgata Hotel and Casino is a name you can trust, so you can be sure that BorgataPoker.com is secure. And now with a $25 deposit, you can get a $20 bonus when you sign up for Borgata Poker at HouseOfCardsRadio.com. Remember, you must be at least 21 and physically present in New Jersey to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check out our website at houseofcardsradio.com.
Hello, listeners. Welcome back to House of Cards. This is Ashley Adams, your host. For those who just tuned in, we're speaking with Angelica Hale, the Vice President of Global Tour Management of the World Poker Tour. Do you have only 100 spaces, so the first 100, or could all of these people, if they all want to get in and they all want to shell out $15K, it's open to all of them?
Sure. Ashley, as long as your name is etched on that Champions Cup that we have, you are absolutely eligible to play. So it's not capped at 100. We have, Ari has tons of room to be able to accommodate the players, and certainly the esports arena has, the capacity to hold the fans and the audience to watch that show. But yeah, it's not capped or anything, and those players that we have a lot of affection for, the Champions Cup members, are welcome and to play in that event.
And the final table will also be at the eSport Arena. Is that right?
That's correct, on June 3rd. So the final six, we'll play down on June 2nd to determine who the final tablets are. And then the following day on June 3rd, they'll go and play over at the eSports Arena. And then obviously because it's an arena, we welcome, all the fans and the audience to take part, be part of the show, be part of the TV, live event. And so, I encourage any one of your audience and listeners that if they're in town on June 3rd, they are more than welcome. But actually, they're more than welcome on May 30 and May 31st as well, because during that week, we're going to be, over at the eSports Arena. So May 30, May 31st, and June 3rd.
Got it. Anything else you want to let us know in a minute or so that we have left?
Yeah, just very thankful that, that you've invited me to be part of your show today. And, we'd like to thank the players. It's really, actually 17 years, and to consistently just get the support and, the players attend our events, our global events, watch our shows, participate, in the poker ecosystem. We're so thankful, really blessed to have, a loyal following and supporters. So just a big shout out to them, and obviously, our casino partners, the casino partners and the players, they're the lifeblood of poker, especially for WPT. So much thanks and gratitude to those groups of people.
Great. Well, I'm sure you'll have a great event. I appreciate you for joining us, Angelica.
Thank you, Ashley. You take care and you have an awesome day.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye.
That was Angelica Hale. She is the Vice President of Global Tour Management for the World Poker Tour. And we're looking forward to the results, and we'll have her back on when we're all done with this season 17 of the World Poker Tour. Listeners, stay tuned. We'll be back after a quick break.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Okay, let's play some damn cards.
Hello, listeners. This is Ashley Adams. You're listening to House of Cards. Welcome back. We, on this show, love to have people who have done many things in the world. We are fortunate to have a guy who's been a lawyer, who is an expert crap shooter, and is also a pretty good writer. He's written a few different novels set in the gambling and gangster world. He is here to talk about his latest, which is Dark Money. His name is David Medansky. David, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So give our listeners a little bit of your background, and then we can talk a little bit about your book.
Thank you, Ashley, for having me on. I was an attorney in Phoenix, Arizona, and practiced family law until 2005 for about 13 years. A world-class expert on playing craps. And then I turned my passion to writing novels about gangsters in Las Vegas in different settings using my legal background, and originally from Chicago, so I tie everything together.
Okay. I'm curious how you did both things. So let's start with becoming an expert crap shooter. How did you decide to do that?
Actually, when I was practicing divorce law, I was suffering from depression and anxiety, and it was my psychiatrist that suggested I write about something as a diversion because I could not turn my mind off at night from my clients and my cases. And one of my interests was craps, so I started reading a lot about it and studying it, and that's how I became interested in it, and that was my diversion from the law, so to speak.
So if you were living in Chicago, where would you shoot crap? Would you go to Las Vegas, or did you find, was this when the casino at Hammond opened up, or where did you shoot crap?
Well, actually, I was in Phoenix at the time I started practicing law. I had moved from Chicago to Phoenix, to Las Vegas.
I see. Do they have crap tables at Turning Stick, or whatever the Casino Arizona name is? Talking Stick, that's right.
It's Talking Stick, and no, they have an electronic pop-up dice game, but not actual craps tables.
I see. So you'd go to Las Vegas, which is very close, and did you learn how to have controlled throws, or how did you end up with an advantage such that you could call yourself a professional?
What I did is I started the mathematical probabilities and the statistical probabilities of the outcome of the dice. And based on that, I came up with some different betting methods. I also learned to be what they call a dice influencer, where you set the dice a certain way, grip it a certain way, and toss it a certain way. And meeting other people who were dice influencers, I learned different betting methods. And we would have discussions on what would work, what didn't work. And what we found out is the best way to be at the table is to be flexible and see what's actually happening, because there's ebbs and flows and patterns in the game.
So you're saying that there are ebbs and flows that can be predicted accurately enough to get an advantage?
Yes, I'm right about 67, 70% of the time based on what I observe at the table. And then when you throw in mathematical probability, I can increase it to 83%. And if I take a big risk, I can increase it to 94%.
Wow. So I noticed when I was reading some of the background material on your crap method that you encourage people not to get greedy, that they should be willing to settle for a modest win per session. Do you still hold to that people, that if you are reasonable in your goals, you can end up with a profit?
Yes. What I advocate and teach my students is most professional gamblers make between $300 and $500 a day, and they work 5 days a week, which is between $75,000 and $125,000 a year for a couple hours of work. And you just want to make your money and leave the table, because if you stay at the table too long, the tendency is to give it back. You get tired, you get fatigued, and you get distracted. So usually I'm only at the table from anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour per session. And what I tell people, if I'm making $100 a session and do 3 sessions, a day, that's $300 a day.
And some of it involves controlled throwing and setting the dice, or can you do that even with no controlled throwing, no setting of the dice?
I do it without touching the dice. I do not. I can set the dice and influence them. I'm not very accurate with it, but I usually bet on other people, other shooters, and usually they're random who I don't even know. Because when I go to a table, I never know who's going to be there.
This is amazing to me. As a person that studied gambling, I've always been taught that there is a built-in house advantage to craps that, maybe some controlled shooters might be able to influence, but you're saying that you can gain an advantage over the house by varying your bets based on how the luck is flowing, or the ebb and flow of whether it's a hot table or a cold table or a choppy table or something. How do you respond to people that say what you're saying is impossible?
Well, there are people that are doing it right now. I know I have friends that make a living part-time between $40,000 and $50,000 a year consistently for the last 6-7 years, and I know people that make as much as $125,000 a year as their full-time profession, and they've done it consistently for the last 5 to 10 years.
Well, that's certainly anecdotal evidence to the contrary, then. That's amazing. Listeners, by the way, we're talking to David Medansky, who is a professional crap shooter, instructor, and also an author. I'd like to get to you being an author. What was your first book that you wrote?
My first book is called Flamingo's Baby, and it's about Valentina Benjamin in 1968 at age 21, learns for the first time that she was adopted and that her biological parents are Bugsy Siegel and Virginia Hill.
Is this based on fact, or is it just a whimsy from you of what could have been?
It's just the whimsy of what could have been. There is no Valentina Benjamin. A lot of the storyline is based on true characters. Valentina has to meet Peter Lawford of the Rat Pack, and she meets Bobby Kennedy and a few other people along the way. Without giving too much of the story away, she learns that she's adopted when an attorney from Chicago, Sam Shaw, shows up at her work at the MGM studios and hands her an envelope. When Sam Shaw leaves the parking lot of the studio, his car blows up, and Valentina and her boss run out, and someone starts shooting at him. That's the first chapter of the book.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with our next guest shortly.
Your satisfaction from leaving me confused by this love-hate chain reaction, 'cause I'm not gonna wait.
Hey, it's Dave from House of Cards, and you know this show keeps me busy traveling around the country. Do you hear all that noise behind me? That's a casino floor in Atlantic City. Even though I'm around all this excitement, I still need a good night's sleep, and that's why I bring MyPillow everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, the hotel rooms here are very comfortable, but some of their pillows aren't the best for my back and neck. That's why MyPillow is a must for me when I travel. And now there's a great new deal being offered by the folks at MyPillow. For a limited time, House of Cards listeners can receive a very special offer. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 4-pack special tab, and use promo code CARDS or call 1-800-319-7913 to take advantage of this 4-pack special. You'll get 50% off 2 MyPillow premium pillows and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. MyPillow.com with promo code CARDS. That's promo code CARDS to take advantage of this 4-pack special. Better sleep starts with MyPillow.
Psst. Yeah, you. Come here. Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore.
Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
You know, ever since the U.S. Supreme Court handed down its decision lifting the national ban on sports betting, the gambling landscape of the country is changing on a daily basis. So how do you keep up with all the latest news and developments? How do you know what each state is doing? You go to the one site that has all the information you need to stay ahead of the game, and that site is usbets.com. That's usbets.com. Written by the leading experts in the gambling industry, all you'll need is one visit to usbets.com and you'll see why it's the #1 gambling magazine in the USA. With usbets.com, you'll get up-to-date information on not just the sports betting scene, but also the latest news and notes on the entire gaming industry all across the country. It's not just one state, it's all of them in one spot. Stay in the loop and stay on top of your game. Get the latest news on sports betting and gambling from the country's #1 gambling magazine. Get on over to usbets.com. That's usbets.com.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Where was the house? Where was the House of Cards?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to House of Cards. I'm Ashley Adams. We are fortunate to have a guy who's been a lawyer, who is an expert crap shooter, and is also a pretty good writer. He's written a few different novels set in the gambling and gangster world. He is here to talk about his latest, which is Dark Money. His name is David Medansky. And when did you start work on your latest novel, Dark Money? And tell us what that's about.
Dark Money started a year ago in November. About was a friend of mine, Marty Selden, wrote the foreword to our book, Greatest Craps Guru. And he asked me if I would be interested in writing a book with him. I said yes. And he loves craps and wanted to write about the don't side of craps. Marty had some issues come up, and so I just kept writing, and he's the one that introduced me to Big Julie Weintraub of Las Vegas. In case listeners don't know, Big Julie's the person who did the junkets from New York to Las Vegas from 1963 to 1983. And the story just kind of developed from there.
And what is it about?
The story's about Edwin R. Goldberg, who's an MBA graduate in 1974, and his girlfriend, Valerie Taylor, who's a gold digger, decides she doesn't want to be with him because he cannot find work. Valerie ends up dating Johnny Accardi, who's a member of the Chicago outfit, and Edwin answers an ad with Joseph Carter in the Chicago Sun-Times to be involved in the travel industry, conducting junkets. And really, the junkets is a front for Edwin and 3 other associates that Joseph Carter hires to steal money from the casinos and organized crime.
Huh. Fascinating.
And Edwin knows that. Yeah, Edwin knows that he's in trouble doing this, so he learns to become a floor trader at the Chicago Board of Trade, trading options, where you can legally steal money from the public. But along the way, there's a little twist and turns, and Edwin meets Bindi Maxwell, runs into Valerie Taylor and Johnny. Things happen. There's a murder. There's some, romance involved. A little bit of everything.
That's terrific. Now, did you have to do some research to recreate the Las Vegas of 1974 to make sure you had the right casinos that were up and busy, or did you really not worry too much about it and just focus on the one or two places that we all know about?
Oh, no, I research everything. I spend hours researching, make sure everything that I write is accurate and as realistic as possible. I make sure timelines are correct. I make sure that dates are accurate. I just want it to be as realistic as possible.
Well, that's terrific. What do you have next for us? What's the next book that's in store?
Well, the next one that will be released is called Love's Battlefield, and it's about a Phoenix divorce attorney who has a passion for craps and meets a single mom in Las Vegas. He also wants to be a New York Times best-selling author.
Sounds autobiographical.
A little bit.
Great. Well, just before we end, let our listeners know where they can get this and if you have a website that they can find out more about you and the books you've written.
Actually, the website is under construction, but they can get the book at Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or any bookstore can order it for them, or even their libraries can order it if they want to check it out at the libraries.
Well, that's terrific. David Medansky, author of Dark Money, professional crapshooter. You sound like a fascinating guy, and I'm eager to follow your career as you become a best-selling author.
Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate taking the time to talk with me and having me as a guest today.
You bet. Let us know when Love's Battlefield is out, and we'll have you back on.
Will do. I appreciate that very much.
Okay. Listeners, that was David Medansky, author, crapshooter, crap instructor. That'll do it for House of Cards. Come back next week. Until then, good luck and good day.
Slow. Thanks for borrowing money. You're growing up on dog food in the land of milk and